Okay, good morning. I'm not sure what time I'm going to make this available. This is my Saturday video. Um, it is my birthday. I will be out and about. I will be camping. It is what I want to do for my birthday. And I am going to Warsaw. There is I can't remember what they call it, some kind of event. I don't have my other phone with me, so I'm not going to look it up. Over the last couple days since I filmed this, a lot has happened, and it seems like I gotta take my shoes off. My toe is hurting. A lot has kind of aligned, and I want to thank everybody for the prayers, the well wishes, and everything, because it has been greatly needed. I have been, and I still am, in a lot of pain. And I know a lot of you, I don't like to talk about my health a whole lot, but it has been just sometimes so unbelievably hard to sit. And to have to sit here like this is sometimes unbearable. And I was having a lot of difficulties in my video to sit here and make that video. That's why it was so short. I was in a lot of pain, and I apologize. But today I am feeling much better. A lot has happened over the last couple of days since I filmed that. I took the initiative. I said I was not going to do Bargain Bead Box anymore. I had paid off a bill, and I'm sinking all of my funds into getting liquid potassium. Because with the gastroparesis, the diverticulitis, all that, and other things that are going on with my entire body parts down, all the way down through there, it is just even crushing the potassium pills, because they're so huge. It was causing so many other issues that I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I finally broke down and called the doctor, said I will pay out of pocket for my potassium, the liquid potassium, which is $52. Ridiculous. Because Medicaid, he looked it up, and it was something Medicaid would not pay for. I said, I don't care. I'm paying for it out of pocket. Just do it. Okay. They went ahead and sent the prescription in. I got my little notice that a prescription has been, sent over. I called the pharmacy, and she goes, you're not going to believe this. They're paying for it. What a load off my mind, okay? When you live on such a small amount of income, every penny counts. Then you take that, I got denied to see a foot specialist by Medicaid. Well, the guy that was going to see me had them run it back through Medicaid with more, added to it why I needed to see him, being a diabetic, the hole in my foot, all that. And they finally agreed to let me see the foot specialist. So I now have an appointment for a foot specialist to be able to get my foot taken care of and see what we can do with it. It is not infected, but I'm very cautious. That's how my dad died, was a sore in his foot, turned into gangrene. He never got it properly taken care of, and the gangrene just went through his entire body, and eventually he passed away. It was a horrible, horrible death. He was 56 years old. And, it just seems like things started to align. And then I was fortunate enough to have some extra money sent my way, and I did purchase some extra beads to go with these over here that are all green, to give them maybe a boost, because I honestly don't have beads that go with the bargain bead box that's over here. But today, let's concentrate on this and maybe add some others with it and try to make some pretties. I want to make myself first a bracelet to wear for my birthday, and we are going to use the pretty butterfly charms, the bead, you know, you put them on your beads. I am not using the those. I think they're ugly. I do want to use, I really do like that purple in there. That one feels a little off. So I want to put one of the purple ones in there. I really like that purple. I think it would be beautiful with it. And I want these also. I think it would be just a beautiful bracelet. But I don't want to overflow. If I overflow these, they won't pop out. Does that make sense? And I don't know if I really want to put these on them, because I'm afraid it will overtake the pretty bead. Yeah, I think it'll be too much. We might use some of these, but it'll be too much for those. Well, we got other things we can put, but I don't think this will flow right. No. Definitely not for this bracelet. So that's kind of where I want to start. And let me put together, so this is my main flow for this bracelet. Let me get the rest of the things I want to use for this bracelet for myself, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought you down to the table. I am going to use the Soft Flex medium for this, and it has a little bit of tape on the end, but that's okay. That probably won't affect what I'm doing, you know, sticky. I went way back. How many of you remember these? Oh, and my friend Debbie, they finally got the package yesterday at her house. And then I'm using these little shell beads. I think they'll be big enough to help hold the butterfly. If not, I'll pull another bead to use under the butterfly. This is the medium purple amethyst. I will later order some Soft Flex wire, because I just gotta have some pretty colors, and I'm running low on my wire, so I want to cut right about there. That's plenty. And Jody sent this to me in a package. So let me get that out of the way. I also have all of my findings. They're all 18 karat gold plated. And then I have my jump rings and everything out here. I have these spacer beads. I did order a bunch more spacer beads because they just are a necessity. So let's go ahead and get this together. I want to clamp one end. I do want to get this first. Let's see if this is big enough to hold the butterfly in place. Well, first let's go ahead and put the gold bead I don't know why I have such a hard time with them gold bead little spacers. And then I'm going to put, whoops, make sure I put the butterfly on right, because there is, if you look real close, there are little tiny cubic zirconias. Now let's see. Is that going to be enough to hold the butterfly? I don't think so. It needs to be a bigger bead. I'm wondering if I'm going to need to use one of these underneath it, or if it's going to be too big. Yeah, I'm going to need to use one of those underneath. So let me get 2 more of those out. I'm using such an eclectic amount of things and colors. I did decide to use these here that they're so lightweight. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 more of those out. I want one between the butterfly, another one under the butterfly. You really need this bracelet to be snug in order to hold the butterfly in place. You can also make a pin. I think that's very lovely. Lisa and I were messaging back and forth, and I so much appreciate her friendship. She is such a wonderful friend. I'm so glad to have her as a friend. She really, you know, I love it when, you know, I have someone to converse with. When this is on your wrist, it should stay still, because the wings are only going to go just so far. Debating if I want to use that. Let me bring that all the way down to the... We'll find out here in a minute. Or if I just want to use that purple. Because I really want this up there close to my top of my wrist. I kind of like it, but... Oh, you know, that's really, really pretty. I think I'm going to do it. Okay. We kind of have our pattern. So I'm going to do that. And then let's see how this looks with this next to it. I don't like those right next to it. I like these better. And then maybe add the purple, lavender color. I really like the color. I like the bead. They just don't present quite the way they are listed. So let's put that on the wrist. Okay, I like that. Let's do that. Okay. So this is going to be one whole side. So we're just going to go I doubt my order will be here much before next week. No, I think I'm going to go to a smaller bead. Let's see what these shell beads look like with this. No, not liking that. I wish I had a smaller purple. I have all these greens. That's the wrong color purple. Way too deep. I have a lot of garnet. I wonder how that garnet's gonna fit. If I had included it way up there, it probably would have been fine, but not right now. Like I said, I got out several trays so I could really play around. I'm digging way back, guys, way back. Nothing there. No small purples. Let me look through my tinies and see what I can find that would fit. Okay, I have never opened this strand, and it's probably one that I bought, I don't know how long ago. But look at how well they match. I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them. And they're the perfect size for what I want to do to finish off this bracelet. And I won't know exactly how many I need. Probably not too many, because I don't like big bulky beads on the bottom of my wrist. So we're going to put them off to the side. And they go so well with this box, I'm just going to put them right in here with my May beads so that I can utilize them with everything else. So we're going to go ahead and just put probably 2 on. And I'm going to clip this end. Well, I think my clip is actually down here by my feet. Of course, now I probably won't find it. That's okay. I have 3, but you know, I'm only going to find one when I want it. I'm going to get me more. There we go. So I put on one of these pretty little beads. I absolutely love how this bracelet is going. A gold spacer. And then I used my beautiful violet. And look at that. It's got little violets and flowers. I love it. I went and roadside picked flowers yesterday. I love doing that. I don't know how many of you roadside pick flowers, but you find where houses are no longer there and there's all these beautiful flowers. I got a whole mess of good Lord, now I can't think of what they're called, but anyways, I got one big red one, because there's only a couple. I don't like clear out everybody's flowers. I just pick like 1 or 2. And then I got a bunch of white ones and a couple pink ones, and then I picked a purple iris. But it was so hot yesterday that my poor iris about died. I lost a couple of the top flowers, but got it home, put a lot of water in it. I had so many, I had to use a 2-liter bottle, you know, soda bottle that was laying around. And, you know, it just smells so pretty. Get this in there. Come on, little dude. I want to kind of hold it up, make sure I'm doing everything correctly. And this is a big bracelet, so it's going to take a lot of real estate. I started talking in my video about the bracelet mandrel that Karen sent me. When I get back from my birthday weekend, because today when you see this, it's my birthday. That's why this video is going out when it is. I think I'm going to need to take those last 2 beads off. Let me hold that up there. Make sure I'm holding it tight. Yeah, I'm going to need to take those last 2 beads off. Alan's going to help me with that. We're going to take the his what do you call it, you know, that makes the sizes right. We are going to be I did that wrong, didn't I? Yes, I want this on this side. We are going to take putting it back on, seeing how much space. Plenty. Caliper. We're going to take a caliper and we're going to resize it, remark it correctly so that I can still use it. So while I'm making bracelets for other people, I don't have to guess, you know, how many inches it is. I can let people know, you know, this is this size and go from there. So we're going to put a thing on. And anyways, so this will probably go up as a premiere. And I'm going to try to be in the chat. I hope I have signal because I'm going to be at a campground. And I love this campground. It is big. They have a lake. They have swimming, but, you know, it's going to be way too... The water's not going to be warm enough for swimming. Not yet. There we go. I'll make sure that stays on there because this is going to have to be a bracelet that is fairly snug on your wrist to help hold that butterfly in place. So we're going to make sure that this is all perfect. There is going to be bluegrass music, and I'm going to open this wider so I can get in there without struggling. And all kinds of vendors. There's going to be food vendors. I probably will not be... I need to have Alan drill holes in my little glow-in-the-dark dudes. Now this has to be a little snug because those butterflies. So I want to make sure that we push down. It's curled, but the butterflies have to be snug. So we're pushing down on that crimp bead. And I want too much loosey-goosey. All right, now I'm going to pick it up. I want to make sure that there's no play in there. Grab that. It's on there snug. Let's go ahead and clip that out of there. I will save these bits because I can use them on earrings. Let's go ahead and close this. I'm waiting. Julie's husband was, I believe, having dental surgery yesterday, so she didn't get her like I said, this needed to be snug in order to keep that butterfly in place. How beautiful is that? I love it. Now let's go ahead and make, I know, guys, I broke the rule on how to do this, but we have a connector here that has to be snug. So don't freak out. It has to be this way. There's exceptions to these rules. Now, this is where I add my chain, and I can make this the correct size to me. The first thing we're going to do is get all these things out of our way because we're going to need room. And we'll be using things in other pieces of jewelry because I'm making a necklace to go with this. That's next. So I want to get out some of my 14 millimeter or 4 millimeter. I want some of these. And yes, I want my chain. I was debating, do I want this? No, I want a little heavier chain. I want to use the Walmart one because there's bigger holes in it. And I only need a small smidgen of this. Like maybe 3/4 of an inch. That's it. That's all I need is a tiny amount. That might be an inch. If even that. Okay. We're going to get our clasp out. Okay. So, when you have a connector and you're doing this with that kind of a butterfly, it has to be snug to hold that butterfly in place. But when you put it on, as you see, it still flows nicely around the wrist. I have a lot of room back here, and that's because I still have to add this. I have to add clasping. I am using bigger jump rings on this for a reason. And okay, let's put this together because this is where everything falls into place. I may have needed a little bit bigger piece, but I don't know yet. First, let's put our I've got everything in the wrong hands. Get a hold of our 4 millimeter. Yeah, these are 4 millimeter. Whoops. We'll put it on. Put our lobster on. We're going to close it up. So now when we put this on, here I'll put it on from the bottom so we can see what room we got from the top. See, that's not that much room. So I'm going to go ahead, 4 millimeter. Whoops, they're stuck together. I don't want to fight with it today. Chain. I'm a little close to my pliers there. Put this on. Good Lord, I know that wasn't tight. I just gotta find it. I guess it was. I just didn't look at it. I'm gonna make sure I go all the way around it. Going cross-eyed doing this. I don't want to lose this bracelet. Okay. Now, I'm going to put jump rings in probably 3 places, and I'll tell you why. I have been losing weight, and then there's days where I swell up. So I am putting a jump ring just above. I don't want to hook it in that same jump ring, but just above. So that gives me one location. And then I'm going to hook one in that one right there. And this one's actually I'm going to put a bead on it. So I'm going to reach down, swoop up a bead. And I'm going to swoop up that chain and close it up. And on the very end, I'm going to do likewise. I'm going to open. This gives me multiple points to attach to, depending on, you know, if I'm having issues. And then get a hold of that very last little bit of that chain. And no matter what, this is ready to go. I don't know why I can't get a hold of that with the pliers. There we go. So there we go. I'm going to put this on. Because I have problems clasping, I'm not going to actually fasten it, but I'll turn it over so you can see. I'll probably use the center clasp right now. Whoops, I dropped my chain. As you can see, the center clasp is where I'll probably be fastening it. I hope you can see that. But isn't that beautiful? I love it. So that is my bracelet I'll be wearing. Now let's put the necklace together. I'll pause you and get everything out. Okay, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I'm using this pretty pendant. I love it. It's sparkly. It's lightweight. It is summer. It's getting hot. You don't want to wear heavy jewelry. And I was looking at this, and the little loops are on the shiny side, so the texture side, which I like, faces out. I do, however, I'm not so sure about this jump ring. We're going to check it out, and we're going to fasten those to it. I want to check out this jump ring. If I don't like the strength of it, I will change it. I'm trying to catch up with that split in it so I can open it. There we go. And see if it's sturdy. Yep. Okay, we'll use it. And I should be able to hook right into it this way. Yes. All right, I'm going to leave that open and lay it down, because I know I've seen people post, oh my God, they're open. Well, no kidding, they're open. They're open so you can hook things into them or whatever. I'm going to gently close mine. Just kind of give it a real, I'm going to use my round nose pliers for this. Well, my pliers won't fit in there. I'm just going to gently press it in. Come on, go closed. Just like closing a jump ring. Try to put your fingernail in there. If you can't get your fingernail in there, nothing else is going to go in there. And that one's closed. Let's do the same with this one. This one was open a little farther. So just get a hold of it. Gently push it closed. And hopefully it goes down. You want to go a little bit at a time. Don't be all ham on it. Good. Now I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to hook into it. Am I doing it the right way? No, I'm not. I'm going to hook into, well, I lost it in my jump ring. And I don't see my jump ring. That's okay. I'll get a different one. It'll be here on the carpet. And these are 18 karat gold also. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. Put this on. And then put this one on. Don't know if I have them in the right. Yes. Okay. Now, I don't have enough room in there to get a hold of that. There we go. Now let's close it. Now when I lay it down, that's what I was afraid of. I don't think it's going to lay right. I'm going to have to go help him. Guaranteed. Okay, so he left. And I got to figure out it goes this way. I'm putting a 4mm onto the pendant and then fastening the larger jump ring to it in order for it to hang correctly. So now we have the perfect hang. There we go. I am going to go ahead and string these pieces. I only need a small little section of this. I'm going to go ahead and put I didn't get my crimp tubes out. We're just going to put some, I'm going to use quite a few. I'm going to use 4 actually, so we'll get those out. The crimp beads. I'm just going to put one on and then I'll slide my So when you're dealing with a small piece of wire, it's good to put your clamshell on first. So I'm putting my crimp tube on, making sure it's meshed down around that wire so it stays. And it is. Now I can put my clamshell on. And this time I'm going through the mouth and out through the bottom. Give it the tug test. And I can close this up. This is one of the ends that will be fastening here or fastening to the chain. And then I'm simply going to string on my beads. Just like that. And I am using the 3.2 millimeter spacers. The same beads I used in the bracelet, minus the these. I thought about putting these on, but the gold does not match, so I don't want to do that. So this is what I've got so far. Oh my goodness, I put 2 spacer beads on. This is what I've got so far for one side. And it's the same pattern that I used on the bracelet. I'm just not going to bead as much. So, come on, little dude. Well, he's kind of funky. Let me get a different one out. Oh, for Pete's sake. So that's really all I'm going to do. I am going to go up and I want to put, those are aluminum. I think I took them inside because I was working on a project when I was watching TV the other day. I guess I did. Let's see how many I've got. 4. I mean, I have another tube. I just have to go get them, but I don't want to quit just to put a few up each side. I don't want too many. And then when I have a bunch here to use up, I need to be using them. 1, oh good Lord. Are you kidding me? These are 11 seed beads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I just want to put 7 on each side, just to kind of finish it off so it has a more finished look. And then I'm going to put my clamshell, open it up, drop it down, put a crimp tube on, make sure it has some fluidity to it, crimp that clamshell or crimp bead, make sure it's on there good and tight. Give it a tug test. It's on there. We'll clip that little bit off, close it. There's that side. Do the same for this one. Clamshell up through the bottom. Close it and then string it. And fling everything. Definitely don't want to fling these because they're the last this size that I have. So don't want to lose any of these. I did order more because I found I use a lot of this size. And then I will compare this to the other one to make sure I've got it strung the same. Oops. Perfect. And then pick up 7. Oh, good Lord. I lost my seed beads. 1. Quit doing that. They just don't want to go on. 2, 3, I'm going to have to clip the end of that. Four, 5, 6. That is not a seed bead. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we'll put our other clamshell on. I'm sorry this is taking longer than I thought, but I wanted to make jewelry I'm going to wear Saturday. Not that I'm going to dress up, because I'm not. I just wanted to wear something new and different. Uh-oh, that one went flying. I forgot to hold it. Landed right over there by my thing that I keep my ear wires and pins and things in. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put these on. Little 4mm. I will get them unfastened from each other so I can use them. Close that up. Make sure I got both of those loops in there. There we go. Now let's go ahead and figure out how long this is and how much chain I'm going to need. So, oh shoot, my thing's in where I was working on steps. This is from here to here, 5 inches. So I am going to, I don't use gold chain on my neck because I'm on so many medications that it really bothers me. So 5 inches, I need 12 inches aside, so I need 7 inches, well, 6 inches more because of the clasping. So I'm going to go roughly 6.5 actually. That'll make it. I'm going to need a jump ring here, a jump ring on this. So both sides will get a small jump ring, and then I'll need a small jump ring on the chain here, and then a large jump ring on the chain on the other side. So 6.5 inches is more than enough. So slightly over 6 inches, and then I will use that piece of chain to measure the other side. So there's my 6 inches right there. So I'm going to go right here. I think that's plenty. Because 6 and 5 is 11. That makes 22 inches. Plus that 1/2 inch and all the other stuff, when you double that, will be plenty big. I do want this to be a longer necklace. And if I want to shorten it for winter or whatever, all I have to do is add a... Oh, what am I doing? I need a second piece. Good grief, I'm putting it away and I forgot to cut the second piece. All I need is to put an extra jump ring in. Come on, cut. There we go. Now I can put the chain away. Let's go ahead and add this on. So this should make about a 23 to 24 inch necklace. All right. Let's add the chain. I'm finding the opening here. Let's put this on. A lot of people, you know, they'll say, oh, I have problem with this, I have problem with that, you know. And a lot of times it's the medications that people take. So next week I'm going to sit down and work on some rings. Depending on, of course, you know, how I'm feeling. There's that. And I do need to get some GS Hypo Cement. So we were in Belton yesterday and I just wanted to get out of Belton. I told Alan I don't want to go to Hobby Lobby. Can you believe that? I actually said I didn't want to go. I'd already had enough sitting in the car. So I need one more of those and one bigger jumper. One small one, 4mm, whoops, and one 6mm. Okay. Let's put our lobster on. And then I'm going to make something with the tulips. So don't go away. I don't wear earrings because I don't have my ears pierced. Right now I have so much going on. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't. Right now we're just at an hour, so not too bad. And there is my closure. My jump ring for my clasp. I really like this. Has just enough beads to make it pretty. I really like it. It's not going to be too heavy. Of course, I've got a whole of it wrong to be able to show you what the... There we go. They're going to flip around because of the way I have it on there. But I really, really, really like that. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. And let me put these over here. Let's get out the tulip beads. We are going to make a couple of different things. There we go. You know what? The tulips need little garden. Let's do that. Let's see what we can come up with. There's that piece. Let's see, I have another. I was thinking I had another longer piece laying here of purple. I want the purple because I think it's going to show. That's brown. That's brown. That might have been left off from a necklace though, because my other purples that are laying here are really short. Oh well, I'll cut. Let's see first what we're going to do. I kind of want this to dangle. And I want to use, hold on. Okay, so Alan's going to go visit a friend of his that's in a nursing home. He's not doing well. Before we go on vacation, I'm going to get out some of these little 2mm ones. I want some of them out. I don't know how many I'm going to use, so I'm just going to get a splash. And I really like these little yellow crystal beads with what I'm going to do. We're going to make a pair of earrings with the purple, and I don't know if that's going to be long enough, but we're going to try it. We're going to give it a shot. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go this and then one of these and then put another one of those and a crimp bead. I need to get some crimp beads out. I have some tinier crimp beads. We're going to use those. I mean, they're super tiny. So we're going to use those and we're going to make a pair of earrings. So let's get some gold ear wires out. I'll just grab a few. All right, let's get some of these little yellow guys. I might put some on top, might put some on the bottom. I don't know. Let's just get some loose. All right. The first thing I want to do is I want to crimp the bottom so that I don't lose my beads off the bottom. So I have one really tiny little crimp bead. I have a bend in this wire, so we're going to skip that bend. There's my pliers. We're going to crimp right there. This little crimp bead, I want to make sure he's centered. And he should essentially disappear. Tucking that away. Give it a little tug test. Okay. And then this is going to help it disappear by using a 2mm. So we're stacking. That'll help hide that that's a crimp bead. And now we're going to use one of these sunny yellow citrine glass crackle beads. And then I'm just going to stack Let's see how it looks this way. See if I need to put a, kind of like it just like that. Let's go for it. I like that. This will be trimmed off, so don't worry about that tail. And do I want a spacer before I put my little citrine colored bead? Yes, I do. I like that. And then in order to make this go on there, do I want to do this? I'm thinking I do. Let's go ahead and put a spacer, a crimp bead. I'm going to come back through that tiny little crimp bead. Hopefully it'll go through it twice. Get it up there. It will. Get a hold of my wire. I'm going to put my pliers in there and pull. Don't want it too tight because I want it to be wiggly. Alright, now that is crisscross. So let's uncrisscross you. And then let this be a little smaller. And then I'm going to squash it. Turn it around. Squash, squash, squash. And give that a tug test. Pull with the beads. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to trim my tail off. Get a hold of it. Bring it up there. Get it out of the way. And then I'm going to trim my tail off here. You don't want to trim it right up tight. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and put an ear wire on that. Open. Put it on. Close it up. Very pretty. I think he's cute. Let's do the other one. My hand is cramping really badly from holding that so tight. That's what I wasted. It's not enough really to work with. So let's go ahead and get another little piece off. How much did I waste? That much? So I need more than that. Ah, my thing doesn't want to move. Or is this a piece I wasted? It doesn't matter. Okay. That should do. I can get it off there. Again, we need our crimp bead on the end. They're stuck together, aren't they? I'm trying to remember, I think it was Kathy, or was it Karen? Somebody said they wanted to see me do a project with these little tulips. And, you know, I really like the tulips. I like animal beads. I like flower beads. I did, well, when you see that come out, and, you know, it was a really pleasant surprise when I got my little surprise. But, you know, and then these are really nice tulips because they're rounded, they're not flat. Come on, little dude. Don't you want to be a part of a pretty flower? I guess not. We'll find somebody that does. One more yellow crystal. One more of these. Good grief. I have a slight little burr on the end of that wire. It's the coating, and it's not wanting to pick up that little tiny thing. There we go. Now, again, I'm going to put on another one of these. Make sure I have it the correct way. So they match, they're pretty. Come back down through. And then make sure everything's lined up nice. Make sure it's still the same size, basically. And mash my I like to get right in there, make sure that that is tight. We do not want any slidage. Nope, nope, nope. Give everything a tug test. We're tight. And come in here. There we go. One more ear wire. My ear wires are all like tangled. And whoops, don't want to use the wire cutters. Open on there we go. How pretty. I like that set. Now let's make a bracelet. And let's include, I think I want to include these also. And we'll put some gold flowers. Let's get maybe, I don't know if we'll get these in there, but let's try to get these in there somewhere. Let's mash this up. Let's get them out of the way for right now. And I definitely want to use these and get some more of these yellows. Let's see what we can come up with. And I think I want to use the red for this. Just get us off a hunk. There we go. I'm going to put this on probably about halfway so I can set my middle. And I think I want to put like that. So let's go ahead and put my tulip, my leaves, a yellow, another spacer, so there's the center of my bracelet. Very pretty. And let's go ahead and use a spacer. Come on, little dude. A yellow. I don't know, how's that yellow going to look with those on it? I don't like it. And I like using spacers because it helps the bracelet flow around your wrist. Come on, little dude. There we go. And then we'll do that. Let me get more of these out. Don't need them. I'm just seeing how this would look. Well, let's go ahead and try the flower with this and this. I think it'll swallow it up. It does. Okay. Couldn't even hold on to it. Okay, I want to kind of add this, but I think it needs to go next to a yellow. So let's take that off and see. Kind of like it. Let's go with it. Another yellow. I don't think we're going to add the gold flowers in this at all. So let's get them out of our way. And it don't look like we're going to use those. They just don't seem to fit in. Oops, definitely need a spacer. They don't look good right up against each other. Another yellow. Let's add some interest by adding, did it again. You know what? Let's see what this looks like right here. Oh, no. We're using small beads and that looked terrible, didn't it? So we know our pattern now, what we're going to use and what we're not going to use. So let's just stick to it. Yellow. Let's see how far. Oh my goodness, I got a long ways to go. Get some purple off. I really like how this is looking with the purples and the yellows. It's really pretty. I know they've got a hole in them. I just gotta find it. That should be plenty. I'm gonna swap ends. So what is everybody doing this weekend? Like I said, I hope I'm in the chat. I am putting this up as a premiere. I mean, I know nobody really shows up in my videos right away, but it will replay and it'll stay up. I'm filming this Thursday when I should be getting things ready. Voila. They just don't want to go on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot the darn big purple. Are you kidding me? How many of you were yelling at me? I knew something didn't look right. Now I gotta go through all that again. I'm gonna pause you for a second. Okay, it's restrung, all ready to go, and we're gonna go ahead and put, well, I don't have everything ready, do I? I need 2 of the crimp beads, 2 clamshells. Oops, I forgot to get the lobster. And we're gonna need, oops, I kind of buried it. Oh, put it way over there. It's like, what did I do with that? I'm gonna need some of these, 1 of those, and we're ready to go. All right, so I'm going to put my clamshell on this end, up through the bottom, out through the mouth, pick up a little crimp bead. I did take a little bit of a break because I had to get up and move. And we're going to crimp that down, make sure it's on there tight, no spaces by the wire, nice and snug. Make sure it's tight, give it a tug test, squeeze it, give it a little hug, make sure that's down tight, let it all slide down, give it a little swirl. I'm going to put it against my bead mat. I'm going to open this one nice and wide, put it on, put on my crimp bead, drop it in. Now remember, these are bigger beads, these tulip beads. I know you probably can't see where I'm at. And I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to smash my crimp bead. I am letting these be loosey-goosey because they have to have room to move on your wrist. So I'm coming in from this way. Tight, tight, tight on that crimp bead. Give it a tug test. It's on there tight. Cut off my excess. It's gone. Close it up. Want to make sure that they are across from each other. There we go. Now we need the 4mm. We're going to open it. Are you kidding me? I just squeezed it right out of my pliers. I did. Drop on my bracelet. Drop on my lobster. Close it up. On the other side. Open the jump ring. I did make this a little smaller so that if a young girl wanted it, it would fit. There we go. So, see, it's like a 6.5 inch, but it is so pretty. I love how this one turned out. Hold on a second. Okay, so there is the tulip bracelet with the matching earrings. Isn't that beautiful? And then I have the butterfly bracelet that I'm using for myself with, and this one's tricky because it just flows. I just got to get it laid out correctly because everything is articulated on this one. So we're going to move these back a little bit. And I love the necklace. Absolutely beautiful. And there is the necklace. So the probably won't put a photo. I might and I might not, but there is what we made today. I absolutely love these two pieces. These are cute, very adorable, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments. Bye, everybody.